What up, ladies and gentlemen, Chen Chen here bringing you guys another video. Today we are continuing our most popular series on the channel currently, which is titled How to Beat Any Matchup as Vladimir. We're not going to talk too much, just going to pretty much get right into it. I do want to say a couple things though. First off, thank you all so much for the recent support. This series has truly been a blessing to my channel, and if you guys continue, I can definitely post it more regularly. Now, second of all, make sure to comment on every single one of these videos. I do keep a tally, a running list, so if you really want to see a champion, comment it on all types of videos that is titled the series, and I will add more tallies. However, don't just comment like twice in the same video because I'll detect that and not add it, of course. Just throughout the videos, that shows a very active community, and we obviously don't want spam. Alright guys, so today's video will be obviously about Kassadin. Guys, Orianna did get first place, and she's been first place in the running list ever since the series kicked off. However, the series heavily rely on me laning against and just having a decent game to showcase for you guys. And I'm gonna be honest, I have not seen an Orianna in a good few months, like 3 or 4. So if this continues, I'm sorry, I don't think Orianna will ever become a video. Hopefully some random player will play her, hopefully, and I can do a video out of it. But by the looks of it, it's going to be really hard, so I'm just going to be focusing on second places for now. And eventually, Orianna should get played, or maybe she gets a buff, and I can showcase you guys how to beat Orianna as Vladimir. But for now, in this video, guys, you can expect some huge CS difference between me and Kassadin. Lane dominance, you can expect a decent carry almost, like really good team fights. And you can also expect tips in the lane to hopefully deal with Kassadin. With that being said, guys, make sure to subscribe to the channel if you are new. Comment down champion you want to see in the next video. And let's get right into how to beat Kassadin as Vladimir.
I'd love a pint.
Before I start with the actual tips, this doesn't really mean too much, but I found it pretty interesting. This Kassadin right here that you see, named Rift King. Obviously, Rift is Kassadin's ult name, something like Rift Walk. He's level 43. His name is Rift King. And this evidence right here, where basically a Yasuo Smurf, who supposedly fought with this guy, called him out to be challenger. So I don't know if this is very valid. I mean, a level 43 and Platinum Elo who only plays Kassadin, it could be legit, it could not be. I think he definitely is smurfing at the very least. I wouldn't say he's challenger. In the video, you will see how I ultimately pretty much destroyed a supposedly challenger Kassadin. Alright, so we're going to move on to the runes to use for this matchup. There are 2 main runes. If you use anything else, I wouldn't recommend it. I'd recommend these 2 runes, specifically 1 rune in particular. But I'm going to show you guys the more unpopular rune that I would take, which is Phase Rush. This is unpopular for me because personally, Phase Rush isn't really needed against Kassadin. It's good for some early harass and maybe late game trading to catch up, but with his ultimate, the speed up really isn't necessary. You kind of want that extra damage just to burst him down, but Phase Rush you can definitely go. These are the standard Phase Rush runes, guys. Don't change anything in here. Make sure you take Magic Resist Flex, obviously, because you're facing against Kassadin. Moving on to the second rune page, I would recommend this rune page. There are a couple secondaries that you can do, but primaries should be the same. So take Dark Harvest, Taste of Blood, Eyeball Collection, and Ravenous Hunter. This build guarantees that whenever you do any type of trading, you know, obviously his Q gives a big shield, but your autos heal you with this build. So that is why you want to go Taste of Blood, Ravenous Hunter, you pretty much out-heal his Q, and then you can Q yourself. I'll go into that in general tips later, but secondaries, like I said, there are multiple things you can run. Personally, I love running Transcendence and then Gathering Storm. Transcendence, obviously, I don't really need to explain that. That is a core rune stone for Vladimir. Gathering Storm, you can take. It's not the greatest, however, I take it just personally so I can do a lot more late game. You can also take Nimbus Cloak for the more early game dominance. The third tree, the mini trees, regular runes obviously, take CDR, Adaptive Force, and then Magic Resist. Now, you can also go for Inspiration, Magical Footwear, and Cosmic Insight. However, I wouldn't recommend this. You kind of need early boots to deal with Kassadin. 5% CDR, it is really nice, but definitely Transcendence and Gathering Storm or Nimbus Cloak will be a lot more beneficial for you guys. Alright, that is pretty much it for the runes. Now for items, guys, I almost always go Spellbinder in this matchup, alright? I almost always. You do not beat Kassadin through CDR, especially if he's just starting to stack his R. You think you can slowly kill him? No, no, no. He's gonna get his fully stacked R. He's pretty much gonna one-shot you. You have to kill him with pure damage and proper W usage. I'm gonna tell you guys this right now. If you do not use Spellbinder, start learning it. It will make this matchup significantly easier, and you can actually start killing him. Spellbinder is obviously the build you go for that early/mid game power spike, and that's exactly what you need against Kassadin. You do not outscale this champion. I will go into that in general tips, but seriously, go Spellbinder. You can, as you see on the screen, you can go either 20% CDR first, which personally I really don't do that, or you can go full AP. Spellbinder, Rabadon's straight one-shot build. Trust me, it works. You're going to see in this video how well it worked. And actually, this video, I did a little bit something different, but it's all situational. I'm going to show you guys that in the video, of course, in the gameplay. But trust me, go Spellbinder, go Dark Harvest. The amount of damage is absolutely absurd, and you're going to need it against Kassadin. Alright guys, we're going to move on to the general tips. I have a total of 6 tips for this matchup, so make sure you stay tuned and get the in-depth for this. So, first off, we're going to start off with proper Q trading. You guys know his Q gives a shield, and yours does small damage, but it heals. So, when you use Q for Q at the exact same time, sure, you heal, but he does damage, so he pretty much neglects your heal, but your damage is completely neglected through his shield. So, it's pretty wasteful, and it actually really doesn't do much. If anything, he's going to win the trade. So what you want to do, when he Qs, you auto. Don't look for your own Q. The reason being is when he Qs, he has an animation under it, and he basically stays still for a couple milliseconds. So whenever he does that, you go up, you auto. If you have Phase Rush, this is the only benefit of Phase Rush, I'd say, in this matchup that'll help you, is being able to get more auto attacks in. Is that you auto Q, proc Phase Rush, auto. If you have Dark Harvest, auto Q, do it a couple more times, you proc Dark Harvest. Trust me, really, really good. You want to Q when his shield is gone. Number 2, you guys are both scaling champs. Don't underestimate that, alright? Don't forget that. There's a common perception that, oh, Vlad is just so broken late game, you just one-shot everyone. No, you are both scaling champs. You both are utterly huge monsters late game. And naturally, if you play pretty poorly, he's gonna win the trade. Like, even though you're both scaling champions, you can see that through flashback to the video Fisting Kassadin in lane. I literally was hard carrying, but he solo killed me because I didn't expect it, and pretty much lost the game off of that. Number 3, do not underestimate his early game. Guys, this is so common. You think, oh, he's supposed to be a scaling champion. That means he doesn't have an early game. No, absolutely not. If he plays with Ignite and per se Conquer, Electrocute, you do not want to really step too close to him. He can easily burst you and you can die pre-6. When that happens, you can guarantee you will not win this lane and probably end up losing the game as well. So just don't underestimate his early. Play very cautiously, but also very aggressively, as you see in the video. So you want to really master that aspect. Alright, fourth tip, make sure you understand his ultimate cooldown. Mainly in lane, play around his ultimate cooldown. So I don't have the exact numbers memorized, but I can guarantee you his level 1 R has a decently long cooldown, like maybe 4 seconds, 4 or 5. What does that mean? If he recklessly Rs into you, go in. Use everything, guys. If he goes into you, he has no escape. You're Vladimir. Burst him. This is why Dark Harvest and Spellbinder is my go-to. Kassadin, as a champion, relies on Ring into the enemies and pretty much just one-shotting, doing an absurd amount of damage. But as Vladimir, you have Pool. You can dodge a good amount of damage and lay down your own damage before he does anything. So you can burst him down before he can even R away, especially early game where he has a level 1 R. If he reaches level 11, where his R is shorter cooldown or he has some CDR, you can probably still do this where you just use everything and burst him down, but probably going to have to use Flash or Spellbinder to really catch up to him, so just be aware of that. Make sure you abuse his ultimate whenever he uses it. Tip number 5, spacing. I feel as if this is obvious. You are a range champion, he is a melee. What does that mean? You have to play mind games with him. So step in and out to pretty much bait him into thinking that his ultimate will land. And if he misses it, just space with autos and spells. He's most likely going to feel trapped and try to R you again as he's pretty close or trying to space himself. And you can just abuse that. If you space properly, I can assure you destroy this lane, guys. Alright, and number 6, probably the biggest tip of all, dodge. Like, you might think this is a joke, but no, seriously. Dodge if the situation is not good. I'm going to explain to you guys exactly why now. This is not an easy matchup. Most Vlad players will deem this matchup as potentially the hardest counter for Vladimir. So don't feel bad for dodging, or if you just can't beat it in general, just dodge. The key situation that I personally look at when laning or facing against the Kassadin, if your team does not have any easy CC, dodge. Keyword is easy. So like, Cass' main weakness late game, whenever he dashes around, is easy CC. I'm talking like Fiddle Q, like point and click CC. Impossible to dodge. If you don't have an easy CC, he can easily dash so many times. He has Zhonya's, he has Flash, he has Xerath's Embrace. You stand no chance in killing him if he's literally hopping around. So easy CC is a must-have. Hard CC will seriously not do too well for you guys. Now, if you do have a proper team comp and you do feel as if you have a decent understanding of this matchup, then let's get right into the gameplay where I show you guys how to destroy this lane. Alright, so through the loading screen, you can see a couple things that I want to mention. So let's look at the team comp, how win conditions will go this game, and basically what your chances are of winning. So first and foremost, you see jungle. It is Olaf versus Pantheon. Olaf wins easily, especially since Olaf is just so absurd early game. So jungle, Olaf wins. Top lane, Jace will most likely win as he is ranged. And looking at the other sides of the map, Vayne, Sona versus against Ezreal, Zyra, you can pretty much expect that bot will lose through the insane amount of damage from Vayne and Sona, especially late game, with their synchronizing. So bot lane you can expect to lose, and mid lane, obviously hard matchup, you don't really expect to win. So in an overall general overview, they have pretty much 3 scaling champions, while you only realistically have like 2. You can count Zyra, but it's mostly just you and Ezreal, while they have Kassadin and Vayne, and Sona's just going to be absurd late game. Jason Panth are going to do a decent amount of damage as well. So just basically by looking at this team comp, the game is not easy to win. So something you do want to notice in this game, tying back to one of my tips, is you don't actually have an easy CC, but the reason why I didn't dodge this game, if Kassadin goes into Darius, Darius can easily just literally smash him. Olaf has his ult where he can just out-heal Kassadin, Ezreal has his dash, and Zyra has her plant, and if she lands her root, Cass is dead. So that is the main reason why I didn't dodge this game. Also, their team comp is free. Like, if you look at their team comp, Pantheon and Jace, we should be able to just snowball off of the top half of the map. And that's basically what happened this game. So that is pretty much it for the matchups. We're going to jump right into the actual game. Alright, so we're at lane right now. As you can see, I'm kind of stepping in an area where I can abuse range versus melee, so you can't really step up. Right there, you saw a Q for Q trade. I know I'd lose that, but I wanted a stack with my Q, so I get a free auto. You can see autos go through his shield, obviously, because he has a magic shield. So it actually racks up to be a pretty decent amount of damage, and through Taste of Blood, through Ravenous Hunter, you're going to be healing off of it. I do want to preface that in this lane, don't expect to get too much CS. Like, obviously you can prioritize CS a lot more than just pressuring, but this matchup, you cannot win it late game if he's like literally even with you. You don't. So right here, Olaf, or I mean Pantheon goes in for me. It was kind of troll, like it was pretty troll. Kassadin does not have enough early damage to be able to contest, so Olaf just comes and then we get first blood really easily. Yeah, Pantheon low-key trolling. Right here, I'm pretty much set to recall. As you see right here, we're gonna get my item building straight into Spellbinder, which is really nice. As I was saying, this matchup, late game, if you're even, Kassadin can outplay you pretty hard. Like, it's not in your favor, so give up some CS and focus on harassing, because at the end of the day, you can generate a really big CS lead so long that you continue pressuring and he's constantly at low HP. Alright, so I actually didn't say this in the matchup, but Kassadin is running teleport, as you saw right there. That basically means I have free real estate to harass the living shit out of him. I have red buff, Olaf is coming. I try to slow him down, I can get another auto or another Q off. Olaf takes a decent bit of damage, but at the end of the day, Wave is in such a good position for me. It's pretty much frozen in my direction, and Olaf is pressuring, so Cass cannot step up. This is honestly where I was able to accumulate a good amount of CS lead. Right here, he steps way too close, EW, Q, and then right now I'm looking for that Dark Harvest. He literally gives it to me for free. That is so big. Getting consistent Dark Harvest stacks in this lane will contribute to you literally destroying late game. So right now, Kassadin is shoved under tower. I got an auto attack off, and he's in Dark Harvest proc range. So you can see when they're at low HP, when players are at that threshold to proc Dark Harvest, they're fucking scared. And most likely they will give up a shit ton of CS to ensure that they just don't get bursted down. So you can see right here, I'm managing the wave in a way where it's not completely shoving. It's pushing into him, but at the same time, it's really good for me because he cannot step up. He's too low HP. Pantheon comes, which is like, did you see that damage? Huge amount of damage. If my E didn't hit the minion and hit him, I probably could have killed him with Ignite. Just being real honest with you guys. But right now, Wave, I'm going to shove it in because Kassadin is really low, and I know Pantheon is low. So whenever you know a jungler is low and they have no pressure, play as aggressive as you want. So Kassadin is missing right here. I pretty much just hard shove the lane. So you guys do know, I told you guys I really do prefer the full AP Vlad build, where you just completely skip CDR and get a huge amount of lane presence. But unfortunately, I had to back in a really, really bad spot where I had just enough gold for Fiendish Codex. So definitely take it if you have that amount of gold and you need to back, of course. So getting that CDR, it's not bad. It just delays your power spike from Spellbinder. Kassadin is stepping up in a very weird position. He goes in, pretty much uses his full combo, and I just trade like that. He used his Q, I auto, Q, auto, and I pretty much almost out-trade him, which is really good considering his damage with his full combo is extremely strong. Right here you see, it's so easy to get that Dark Harvest threshold. That is honestly one of the main reasons why I personally love Dark Harvest. Now I will say, if the enemy has a jungler that is like just really strong and where you need phase rush, definitely take it without a doubt. So right there, I tried to go for a full combo. I kind of messed up and played that pretty poorly, but does it matter? No, it absolutely doesn't. Look at all this CS that Kassadin is forced to miss. He's forced to back, right? I have just way too much pressure. Although I failed that combo and didn't kill him, it was still a success. Like, he misses so much CS, so much XP. Look at that CS difference. 67 to 38. Guys, that is just insane. And that's all thanks to using your proper Q trading and abusing melee versus range. Right here goes in. I mean, it's whatever, honestly. I'm just autoing. I'm like, I have Dark Harvest, so I'm fine to trade. I'm perfectly fine to trade. As you see right here, we're about to proc Dark Harvest. No problem. I pool just in case. He goes in, but I trade with him. So, does it really matter? No, it doesn't. Who's really going to win this matchup in the mid game? I am. With this build, this rune page, I'm going to impact the game significantly more than him. So, a 1-for-1 trade-off is definitely more beneficial for me. And look at the CS difference. There is a total of 30 CS difference, guys. It's a lot of CS he's missing. So imagine the goal difference right now, right? It's bound to be huge. Kassadin teleports to mid lane, which is perfectly fine. You can see there's a big wave, so he's obviously going to use R on it. I'm pretty much just spacing. Remember, spacing is very important. Spacing with my autos and Q, and that allows me to do a decent bit of damage. Right here, he tries to abuse the fact that I use my powered Q on something. It doesn't matter, man. Olaf's here, and we just literally one-shot him. Pantheon's dead as well. Unfortunately, I didn't get the Dark Harvest proc, because Olaf is just absurd. Olaf killed him so quick. But, guys, trading is so crucial in this matchup. You don't power farm to win this matchup. I'm going to tell you guys that right now. You do not power farm to win this matchup. So right here, I pretty much greeted for the turret plating, and it was really stupid. If you look at the map, you don't see anyone, so it's always good to assume the worst. Of course, 2 people will fucking come mid, and I'm going to die. This is a big troll and mess up for me, especially giving a kill to Vayne, so you definitely don't want to do that, but it is what it is. Just a huge misplay. Don't greed when you see no one in the map. Kassadin is coming back to lane. He R's the wave. He pretty much kills it right away. There's a fucking party mid, I guess, to say the least. He flashes onto me. Jace pretty much finishes me off, which was really unlucky. I obviously misplayed that. Like, that's no doubt. So, it was just really unlucky. At this point, you can see Olaf is just utterly tilted. Like, 2 big misplays, and people's mentalities go absolutely boom. He's literally using all caps, dar, push, and ping, nothing else. Stop trying to follow a Jace. Like, it happens, but you just have to play around it. So, just keep that in mind, guys. League is all about mentality. So, as someone is completely tilting, just make sure you try to calm them down. As you see right here, I just say something as simple as, it's fine, just focus on the game. Kassadin R's into me. I'm pretty much just trying to harass him. Right here, did you guys see that absurd damage on Sona? That was almost half her HP. And that is the pure power of Spellbinder. Like, if you had Proto Belt, you'd probably do 1/4 of her HP right there. So, trust me guys, Spellbinder is so advantageous. Right here, our team's going to be able to get the turret easily. I'm pretty much Q harassing Kassadin in under the turret because obviously my team is here. No problem at all. Kassadin right here goes in for Ezreal. It's a free kill. Like, if he's going to trade 1-for-1, it's perfectly fine with me because I get something in return. I know I said this in the last video, but when you play Vladimir, you have to be greedy. You have to be a greedy, selfish player. That is the whole key of playing Vladimir and being successful. Pantheon is weirdly positioned. If Zyra landed that, we could have easily killed him. I had empowered Q, so I really wanted to commit, and that's actually a mistake. I feel as if I've done a lot of mistakes, and you guys can just see throughout the video. It's not perfect gameplay for me, and you're not ever going to expect that from a Vladimir player or just a player in general. You're all bound to make mistakes. Vayne should die. Wait for it. There it is. There it is. So it's not bad, right? I am unfortunately 2-4-4. I had a pretty solid lead early game, but Olaf is just able to clean up, especially with Darius to back him up, and it's free. Like, this game is literally so free at this point right now. So my team is all top pretty much, and there's no reason for me to join them. Like, I feel as if, especially looking at their team comp, which is very pick heavy, there's no point for me to join them. It's better for me to split. You can see right here, I'm literally surviving a 1v2 against Kassadin, #1 hard counter, and Pantheon, who does a pretty good amount of damage. You saw that I survived pretty flawlessly. Like, it did not take a lot, and I still have half my HP. I got them low. I got Dark Harvest stacks. That is the pure power of full AP, a shit ton of AP, Dark Harvest. It's just so much damage that's paired with healing, you don't die. It's actually absurd. Kassadin is positioned extremely weirdly and greedy, so we are able to punish him pretty easily. Keep in mind, guys, this is an allegedly challenger Kassadin, so I'm just pretty much Q harassing. Olaf goes in with his R, and we win this team fight extremely easily. Drake is up, so it's literally free. Now, I get a gnarly E-flash Q. I get Kassadin. They're all extremely low. Perfect spacing. There's the triple. And wait for it. Ezreal fucking stole my quad. Yeah, that's right. That was a really nice play from me, and Ezreal fucking steals it. But it is what it is. Guys, you saw the perfect opportunity to pull a E-flash Q W. And I did it. Alright? Perfect. You want to make sure when you E-flash into them, you're in a position where your E hits majority of them. Don't just like flash into one person to where your E is cog blocked. So right now my team is pretty much waiting to get Baron. We're pretty much setting up. However, a lot of the enemy is missing, so I don't. But if you guys saw closely, slow motion, I fucking caught her with my E. So you should know as a Vlad player, if you use E and a section is like cut off, that basically means it hit something, right? Because your E doesn't overextend. I knew it hit something, and luckily for me, I found Vayne. To this day, I have never pulled that off in my whole entire life, and it feels so insane. Kassadin goes in, he Zanya's, it's a free kill. Like, he cannot get out, especially with our raw damage. I use my R, he's pretty much dead, and I understand that, so I don't go for him again. I target Jace. Understand your potential, understand your damage. You're gonna do very well with Vladimir. Unfortunately, we couldn't end, but guys, my plays. Did you see that damage on Vayne? Yeah, I know you guys did. I know you guys did. A lot of you are saying, oh, Vlad is so broken, you do so much damage. No, it's this build, alright? It's literally me building every single high AP item. If you don't expect that damage, you're delusional, alright? You are delusional. And I have 10 Dark Seal stacks. It is just insane. So right now, I'm telling my team to prep for Dragon. We get Soul and we end the game. Our team is currently waiting for Dragon to pretty much spawn. You can see that through me recalling. But Vayne makes a mistake. Like, why are you bot? I literally tell my team, this is proper shot calling right here, boys. Vayne bot, let's go Baron right now. If an enemy team especially without teleport, is splitting the opposite side of the map, take the objective. I feel as if this is done in almost every elo, other than low probably, but it's so crucial. Like, it's a free Baron, and we're able to abuse that, and this just helps us close out the game. Like, the game was already done, this just helps us close it out even more. So we go for Ocean, and the game is pretty much over after that. So we got the Dragon, we got Ocean Soul. The game is pretty much over. Like, I don't know how much more times I have to say this. If I was the enemy, I'd surrender already, like 5 minutes ago. We're currently sieging the turrets. They're trying to defend. You can see that they're rooted. I pretty much took advantage of this through using my flash. Got Vayne with the last tick of auto and Dark Harvest. And yeah, game's over. Perfect EW. I get Kassadin. And Pantheon's trying to live, but it's not going to happen. I should be able to get this kill as well through my insane damage. That was all my Q, by the way. 3/4 of his HP was for my Q. There you guys have it. That is how to destroy Kassadin as Vladimir. If you guys enjoyed, make sure to smash the like button, subscribe to your channel if you are new. Comment down the next champion you want to see, and I will try my best to do that. With that being said, guys, thank you all so much for watching. Hope you all have a great day. Chen Chen out.